In the heart of a forgotten forest, shrouded by ancient trees and whispered legends, stood a small, dilapidated hut. For centuries, the villagers of Oakhaven spoke of it in hushed tones, warning their children never to venture near. It was the Forbidden's hut, and its story was woven into the very fabric of their fears. They said a witch once lived there, a woman of immense power who communed with the spirits of the woods. Others claimed it was the den of a monstrous beast that preyed on lost travelers. The most popular tale, however, was that of a curse so potent that anyone who stepped inside would be trapped forever, their soul becoming just another whisper on the wind. These stories were enough to keep everyone away. Everyone, that is, except for Elara. Elara wasn't a hero or a thrill seeker. She was a quiet, curious girl with a sketchbook full of drawings and a heart full of questions. While others saw fear in the shadows of the forest, Elara saw mystery. While they heard menacing howls, she heard the song of the wind. The Forbidden's hut wasn't a place of terror for her. It was an unanswered question, a blank page in her book. One crisp autumn afternoon, as golden leaves danced in the air, Elara decided she could no longer ignore its call. She packed a small satchel with a lantern, her sketchbook, and a piece of bread, and set off towards the heart of the woods, her dog, Pip, trotting faithfully by her side. The journey was eerily silent. The usual chirping of birds and rustling of squirrels seemed to fade the deeper she went. The trees grew closer together, their branches intertwining like gnarled fingers, blocking out the sun. Soon she saw it. The hut stood in a small clearing, looking even more desolate than the stories described. Its wooden walls were warped and covered in moss, the roof sagged in the middle, and the single window was like a dark, vacant eye. Taking a deep breath, Elara pushed open the creaking door. Pip whined softly but followed her in. The air inside was thick with the smell of dust, decay, and something else. Something strangely sweet, like dried herbs and old parchment. The interior was surprisingly intact. A single room held a small wooden table, a three-legged stool, and a cold stone fireplace. Shelves lined the walls, filled not with grotesque potions or sinister artifacts, but with jars of colorful seeds, bundles of dried flowers, and stacks of leather-bound books. It looked less like a witch-a's lair and more like the home of a botanist or a scholar. Elara ran her fingers over the spine of a book. The leather was worn but soft. She opened it to a random page and saw a detailed drawing of a moonflower, its petals unfurling under a starry sky. The handwriting was elegant, describing the flower's healing properties with a reverence that touched Elara's heart.